and love. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? It's your Queen 7 coming in to holler at y'all about what's real. She don't come to holler at you for nothing. You heard me. Anyway, y'all, how y'all doing? Y'all, I'm still trying to see if I like this here bun. I don't know. I'm still trying to see. Anyway, let me get to it, because y'all already know when stuff kind of get a little heavy for me, I kind of started cracking jokes under pressure. So before this video, I had to ask the Most High to bless me, because this is a heavy one. Okay, shout out to the queens and the kings that I have been conversing with about this type of subject that I'm about to bring up. But y'all already know we're here to break chains, right? And if that ain't what you want, exit stage left, because we don't need it over here. Anyway, I've been talking to people lately about, we'll put it like this. This morning, one of my good fellow queens tagged me in a video of this young lady screaming and hollering and crying to the top of her lungs in the bathroom, sweating, and she just hysterical, adrenaline rushing, and she's bleeding from one eye. And basically she was screaming because her and her mom, she had just got through speaking her truth to her mom about her being raped and molested. And apparently her mom was drunk and took it out of context or didn't want to admit the truth and basically attacked the child, the daughter. She's 19 years old. And the girl was in the bathroom and she was just screaming and hollering, and she was saying she was trying to get in touch with the police, and she's just like, I'm just trying to speak my truth about what happened to me, and she attacked me. She said, this is why I be depressed and why I'm full of anxiety and why people wonder why I am the way I am, because this is why, And when I tell you, the video was like literally heartbreaking. But the reason why I'm making this video is to piggyback off of that, because I know that young lady is not the only one that has happened to. That has happened to, many of us around the world. And I tell people, I was just telling my best friend the other day, like, women, not just women, but men act out, and kids, people act out for a reason. When you see people just, like I said, promiscuous, you see guys flashing money all the time, you see them in their ego, you see people drinking and just doing the most, like excessively. I don't mean like it's anything wrong with it, but what I mean like excessively, like obsessions, they have developed low vibrational habits, and people sit back, instead of sitting back judging people and saying, hey, she could do better, or oh, he could do better, look at them kids, stop and ask yourself, what did that person go through? What type of life did that person live? What were they conditioned under? Were they even given love or compassion or anything that is, of a high vibration? And, not everybody is raised the same. And at the end of the day, people don't realize that, a lot of women get, to me, that's a mental illness when women get all over the place, when they want to just sleep with multiple men and cover up themselves with so many different masks and, do all kind of ungodly things. To me, that's a female hiding from her truth, and vice versa with a male, with him hiding behind all those masks instead of just speaking his truth. And a lot of us are afraid to speak our truth because our parents or our families or whatever aren't as easy to come to and speak it. And she was saying, basically, I told her this, and it happened with other guys in the past, but she kept being with these people. She kept lying to me, telling me she was done with them, but she still was with them. So it was hurting her, the fact that her mother was never choosing her, but telling her she was choosing her. So that's where the issue really came in. And so she feels like her mom is jealous. Like, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of women out here, not just women, but men that can relate to this situation. So, with that being said, as mothers and fathers of my age group, since we are the new elders coming up, it's our duty to now, break the cycle, of what you didn't like, and I saw 444 when I just said that. It's up to us to do that, so if you want something different. Break that chain. You're not the only person out here that has happened. That has happened to. That's why I tell you the test is for a testimony, right? So it's not to hold on to it and not grow from it. It's to take the can to lead a rapper, like I tell everybody. But yeah, she was like really, really upset because, she feel like, okay, my mama keep lying to me, telling me that she leaving these people. Then I look up, she's still with them. She's still hanging with, she's still, and ain't nothing worse than being that child, being molested, raped, or abandoned or mistreated, and don't have an outlet, don't have a person that they can trust and believe in that's going to actually rescue them from the trouble, right? So I don't know how many people needed to hear that, but it's time to heal from this situation. It's time to forgive, let go, and let God. Give all that pain back to the universe. But at the same time, forgiving your parents, forgiving your grandparents, your aunts and uncles, or whoever else that you may have been in that situation with. Because if they had better tools, they would have used them. So, I send my heart out to people for that, because it's time for a change. People can only do what they work with, what they got. So I can't be mad at the mama for attacking the daughter, because the mama may have been attacked like that. You never know what she was conditioned under, and vice versa. Her mama may be. It's a chain that needs to be broken. So either way, I felt like this message needed to be said. It's taken a lot out of me to give y'all this message. Because everybody have tests that they done went through, and at the end of the day, it's for us to grow from, not for us to wilt and just disintegrate. That's not what it's for. It's not for us to go into depression and anxiety and just say forget the world and stop loving. It's not for that. It's for you to learn and grow from, right? Speak your truth. I know it's going to make people uncomfortable, but if you don't get to speak it out loud, it's ways to, release yourself besides talking to, because some parents you can't come to every parent. Some of them can't handle the truth. Some kids can't handle the truth. But at the end of the day, if you feel that you got that kind of parent that may attack you, Lord forbid, but give it to God. Go sit down and write. It's time for you to go sit down and write and release that. Don't hold on to it because it ain't for you. And go burn it. Go flush it. Go throw it in the water. Whatever you need to do to release the stress off of you. Okay? At the end of the day, become the parents that's easy to come talk to. Be the parents that will actually have your kids back when your kids come to you crying or upset about something or somebody did. I'm not saying you got to take everything kids say to heart, but what I'm saying is listen to your children. If you taking them to somewhere that they don't want to go and they crying out their tears, you need to ask them why. If you with a woman and she's always drinking and on drugs and she's just out of her mind, ask her why. If you're dealing with a man who's gambling hard, who's sleeping with a whole bunch of women, who's blowing money, who's just careless, heartless, ask him why. If you're dealing with kids that's just misbehaved, you don't know why they couldn't have, stop and ask them why. You're dealing with elder people who are being extra mean and low down, you think for no reason, ask them why. Okay? It's a reason for everything, right? So it's time to stop denying it happened. It's time to stop ignoring it and acting like you didn't see it, because it did. And parents and grandparents and elders and whoever else, it's time to clean off them up under them rugs that we done swept up under for years. It's time to lift that rug up and clean that dust away from up under there, because now it's starting to seep through, and we can't be fighting people who want to speak their truth, because them speaking their truth is their healing. And it's not fair for you as an individual to hold back that person who wants to heal, whether they be 10, 2, or 100. Either way, if this person is trying to speak their truth to you, if this is your seed, your blood, and you are the person that they should be speaking it to, I feel that you should open your heart and allow them to speak their truth, because that will help you heal as well. You may need to speak your truth as well. So it's time to soften our hearts, y'all. We're not in the same age anymore. We're not in the same days anymore. So it's time to change our old ways and begin anew. We can't keep acting like our kids and stuff is everything is okay when the whole time it's not, and life is telling you it's not. So let's be real with ourselves. With you ignoring the truth damages your seeds, your crop, your fruit. So if you don't want to keep harvesting rotten fruit from the root up, I advise you all to start doing the healing work that you need to do. Get you a journal, baby. Get you a journal. Write in it. Create you a beautiful pen that makes you want to write in it. Either way, it's ways to release yourself without having to talk to a person. Some parents, you might need to write them a letter. Whatever. Either way, you ain't got to give it to them. Just give it to God. Just get it off of you so we can have less stress and anxiety-filled people, because a lot of us are walking around with cysts and all kind of crap going on in our wounds and inside of us due to stress and lack of speaking our truth, right? So it's time to speak up and speak out, whether it hurts people or not. Try not to hurt people, but sometimes the truth hurts, but it can heal, right? So yeah, that's what I want y'all to know. Speak your truth. Stop being afraid to do so. And honestly, in a way, you got to probably be prepared to take a couple of blows. But hey, that's a part of life. God wouldn't put more on you than you could bear, right? So, yeah, speak your truth. Whether it be out loud verbally, whether you do it on a video, whether you write it in a letter and burn it, I don't care. But just find a way to release your worries and your stress. And motivate yourself. First of all, heal yourself by forgiving yourself for staying in this low vibrational mindset of thinking the world is against you, or excuse me, because a lot of us, that's what she said in that video too. She was like, this is what makes me not want to exist. This is what makes me want to off myself. And parents, this is why it's important for us to allow kids to speak their truths, because if you don't, you won't have a world full of suicidal children, and that's not what we want. So to kill all of that, open your heart, soften your heart, because their truth may be your truth. You will be surprised once they tell you something, you might have something to tell them. Or if you speak your truth to them, they may have something to tell you. So it's time to stop denying it happened. It's time to stop hiding the fact that it happened. It's time to stop pretending and all of that. Let's take the mask off and get real with ourselves, because it's time to heal, right? Real and heal. You feel me? They go in the same category. So please, 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 please stop being selfish and keeping all of that hurt to yourself. Because parents, this is probably why you at home drinking a lot, smoking a lot, sexing a lot, taking a lot of meds, eating a lot, overdoing a lot, because you are not speaking your truth, or you are not allowing your children to speak their truth, or it's something that you're in denial about, something that is clean in the water that need to come out. Okay, let's clean the water. The water been muddy long enough. It's time to clean it. I love y'all. Y'all have yourself a great freaking day. And if you can't, don't you go off ruining nobody else's. You hear? All right.